Welcome to the Radio Week. This is your second week. The Radio Week is very strategic. So we say that radio is the theater of the mind. And it's because you use the power of communication, audio communication, to create images in the minds of the people who are listening. Like there's someone out there listening and creating whatever images you have in the words that you're using, right? And the power of radio is so huge that in this country, the biggest percentage of people receive information via radio. Those are people in the rural communities that we as journalists must pay extra attention to, because our work must reach those communities that don't have a television, don't have internet, don't have access to a newspaper, but they do have a what? A radio. The biggest challenge though is that we do not have radio journalists. We have what we call presenters. And there's nothing wrong with having presenters. They have kept the landscape going for a very long time, right? What we do need though is to empower the next generation of radio journalists who are going to make sure that that farmer deep down in Kabale is able to listen to accurate information that will enable them to get better yields, that will enable them to make the best decision about their life, the life of their children, and the life of their families and community. So that means that you, as young journalists, you begin to look at the impact of radio in a different lens. The real radio journalists are not on air all the time. They are the people that go to the communities to get the voices, yeah? To make sure that people hear themselves rather than hearing you as a presenter. To make sure that people hear their issues being discussed on radio rather than giving them the gossip around town, right? And that's the purpose of this week. So where you're standing, hundreds of other fellows have stood in this circle, and their dreams of radio have changed because of this week. They came before thinking that, there will be radio presenters, and they ended leaving this place thinking about radio in a different perspective. Radio as a form of interaction that helps communities make the best decision. If there is anything that I'm gonna wish for you this week, is to find just one craft, one format around this radio training that helps you to make a decision on what kind of radio journalist you want to be.